You've probably heard the phrase digital ID thrown around lately. Depending on who you ask, it's either the future of modern government or the start of something a lot more concerning. But here's what keeps bothering me. Why are so many countries rolling out these systems at the same time? I mean, think about it. For most of human history, your identity was just known. Your village recognized you. Your community had records. And now, suddenly, the world's largest governments all want to turn identity into something digital, centralized, and standardized. So what changed? Well, it turns out modern countries are dealing with a very old problem. They can't run 21st century systems on 20th century paperwork. Paper IDs get lost. Paper records don't talk to each other. And you can't move millions of people through healthcare, banking, welfare, education, and borders if every system has to guess who you are. So, the solution seems obvious. Digitize it. Make one identity that works everywhere. And on paper, that sounds great. India did it first, Aadhaar. Over 1 billion people enrolled. The EU is building its own digital identity wallet. Even countries with tiny populations like Estonia can run almost their entire government online because identity is unified. But here's where things get interesting and where people start asking harder questions. When you digitize identity, you don't just make services faster, you change what a government is capable of. Because once identity, data, and access all run through the same channel, you've created something incredibly efficient, but also incredibly powerful. Now, I want to be clear, that doesn't automatically mean something sinister. There's no grand conspiracy hidden in a database, but it does mean the role of the state shifts, and that shift raises legitimate questions. For example, if a government can instantly verify who you are, it can also instantly deny access. If it can make benefits easier to distribute, it can also make them easier to restrict. If identity becomes seamless, does accountability become seamless too? Or just control? Different countries have made very different choices. Estonia gives citizens full visibility. You can see who accessed your data. India separates identity from transactions, at least in theory. China integrates everything into one system. And the US? It avoided a national ID entirely, which creates its own problems. So the real debate isn't digital ID, good or bad, it's more subtle. What happens when identity stops being something you carry and becomes something you're connected to? Does it empower citizens? Does it strengthen governments? Does it blur the line between service and surveillance? Or does it all depend on who controls the system in the first place? I don't have the final answer, but these are the questions countries are wrestling with right now. So what do you think? Is digital ID just the next logical step in a digital world, or a tool that changes the balance of power in ways we haven't fully understood yet?